People for the Parks and Trails, Aaron Dimick. Morning, Aaron.
Hey.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Aaron's the PIO for the City of Jackson and also co-founder, along with Andrew Sargent, of the People for the Parks and Trails. And it's amazing. It's not just still in existence, it's actually growing.
Yes. Yeah, we're entering our third year doing volunteer projects, and we just had a really great spring season, and now we're excited to launch the summer. So we're looking forward to our summer projects. So we'll be doing one project a month in June, July, and August, and we have one coming up on June 17th. So we're kicking off the season at Betsy Butterfield Park, and we're getting there at 10 a.m. and we're going to be doing some gardening and general sprucing up.
I grew up at this park, and
Yeah.
I know you're growing up at this park
Yes,
right
I
now. I spent my summers here, and it's amazing. So this is my favorite park in town.
Yes, one of mine too. I can see it from my bedroom window.
It's awesome. But it's beautiful, tucked in the neighborhood. If you really look at some of these parks and the neighborhood parks, I mean, they're really designed beautifully.
Yeah, and this is a really frequented park with a lot of great features, so we want to really help the park look its best. So that's what we're going to be doing this upcoming Saturday, and then in July we're going to be at Bloomfield Park.
My second favorite park.
Yes, and that's a kind of a high visibility park. So
Yeah.
many people coming and going, seeing it on West Michigan. So we're going to be mulching the playground there, and that's actually our first project that we've ever done at Bloomfield Park, so we're happy to be getting there.
New York has Rucker Park. We have Bloomfield Park.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful basketball games growing up as a kid there, and still going on today.
Right. And then in August, we're going to be doing kind of a hiking cleaning adventure. So a lot of people probably don't know we have an extensive hiking trail system in Ellis Sharp Park. And sometimes that's where litter ends up, and that's where branches fall down. So we're going to be having our volunteers dispersing out, going off on little hiking adventures and picking up trash that they might find and clearing any kind of obstructions to the trails.
Yeah, if you're if you're driving into Ellis Sharp for soccer, you see a lot of trails on the outside of the park too. On the outside, a lot of bikers, a lot of walkers. It's amazing how many there are, really.
Yeah, you can really forget that you're even within the city of Jackson
Right.
when you're taking advantage of everything that the park has. So this is also our first project at Ellis Sharp Park, which is interesting when it's our biggest city park.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the hiking trails, but they're mountain bike trails that
as
are
well.
used extensively. And the mountain bike community has really kind of been the ownership of those trails, making sure they are groomed and clean, but now get the rest of the community involved with that too.
Definitely. And volunteering is a big part of what our organization does, so we're excited to do that this summer, but we're also going to be launching some fundraisers as well. So our first one is going to be a collaboration with Blue Ox Credit Union, and on Saturday the 24th, from 11 to 2, if you would like to come get your vehicle washed, we'd appreciate it, and you will help People for the Parks and Trails. So
We were just talking about car washes, weren't we?
Yeah. You can leave tips at this one.
Yeah,
that's right.
And they'll go to the
Yeah, we will accept any kind of monetary donation.
Perfect.
It could be 10 cents, it could be $10, whatever you want to give, we would appreciate it. So it's a really great collaboration with Blue Ox Credit Union. They're a big supporter of our organization and local parks. So all the proceeds there are going to go to our volunteer projects so we can continue those, but then also park improvements because we have some exciting park improvements that we want to fund this summer.
Okay.
So we are looking at installing more bike racks in our parks. We've
Okay.
noticed that's something that there's a need, and we've talked to the city about that. So we want to put a set of bike racks at the playground at Ellis Sharp Park. So the thought there is people can go to the playground when they go to the park for an event or anything like that. They have a place to store and lock up their bike. And then also everyone's probably familiar by now with the new things going on at Loomis Park.
Right.
And one thing that could be dialed up there is some bike racks as well. So we want to support our park system through volunteer projects, but then also seeing what we can do with our funds as far as funding small park improvements like bike racks.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are always saying they want to volunteer, looking for a volunteer opportunity. This is a pretty, I would say, easy way to dip into the volunteer world and improve the town you live in. So it's definitely good. What do you guys use some of the money for? Mulch, rakes, things like that? Or?
Thankfully, all of the supplies is donated by the city, or I shouldn't say donated, I should say supplied. So if we're going to be spreading mulch, then they're going to be paying for the mulch.
Cool.
If they want us to do painting, the paint is provided. For example, this upcoming Saturday, the city's going to bring a bunch of tools that we can use to help garden. As far as the fundraising, it goes to just the management of our organization, helping to pay for things like our website or insurance. But that's just kind of like a really small portion. We really want to fund small park improvements. So the money that we raise this summer through fundraisers like the car wash, that's going to go to our bike racks.
Awesome.
And it's also going to go to what we want to donate in 2024, which is a bike repair station. We'd
Very
like to
cool.
put one of those at New Leaf Park.
Very
I
cool.
don't know if you've seen any of those out on your biking adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those are important.
it's a really cool thing. So it's kind of like a big cylinder where you can put your bike up on, and there's a bunch of things where you can mess with the gears, do some repairs, and then most importantly, put air in the tires.
Okay.
So that's what we're looking to fund for
Nice.
2024. So that's a big part of what we do, and we also have a Culver's fundraiser. So if anyone has a taste for Culver's, they can come out in August.
We'll have to find out what the flavor of the day is for that. But that sounds good. The parks look awesome. You talked about Loomis, obviously just finished, but really, you probably have noticed over the last 3 years that the community does take pride in the parks.
Definitely, and one thing that we hear from our residents who come out to volunteer, how rewarding it is. I've heard from one of our volunteers, we did a project also at Betsy Butterfield last year, and they said it was so cool that they could go in the morning, spend 90 minutes spreading mulch and sprucing up the gardens, and then drive by later and see people
Yeah.
taking advantage of the park, using the playground, picnics, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just knowing that you're a part of that experience and a part of that success is really big. So our volunteer commitments are really short. They're anywhere from a half hour to 2 hours. And it's just something quick that you can do on a Saturday morning and then go on with your day. And it's really good for people with different ability levels too. We don't want people to work themselves to death. So if you want to come and volunteer and take it easy, go around, pick up some sticks, pick up some trash, talk with other people, that's totally fine too.
Cool.
If people can't make the fundraiser car wash, they can also go on your website and make donations there.
Yeah, definitely. It's peoplefortheparks.org, and we have all the information about our volunteer projects, the structure of our organization, and there's also something called an interest form on there if you want to get on our email list and you want to get more information. And of course, we are a nonprofit organization, so any kind of funds that could be donated, we'd appreciate.
Here's some work being done.
Yeah, this was our first. These are our spring projects. So what we're looking at right now is cleanup on the MLK Trail we did in late May. And it's kind of a good problem to have. We walked the trail for about an hour and a half and actually didn't find much trash. So I guess that's a good problem to have. And then this is a collaboration with Grow Jackson with their garden at the King Center, and that was in May or April, I don't remember. It was earlier this spring.
May.
Yep, we did a collaboration with Grow Jackson. So our two organizations kind of got started around the same time, and we kind of have parallel missions about supporting things in the city of Jackson. So we like to work together when we can.
Great. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
being here.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Aaron Dimick, our City of Jackson Public Information Officer and People for the Parks and Trails. And they have a volunteer event on Saturday at Betsy Butterfield. More of the morning show right after this.